Yes.
Will we also have access to the videos?
If you want, just let me know. I'll give you the link. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put the link on Blackboard so everybody can see. You don't need to ask me. Just remind me if I did not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So okay. So you see, course content, all PowerPoint slides will be posted here. So I have already posted 3 files. First one, human body and orientation. Today we'll talk about this. Okay, so let's start. I hope you got enough coffee or tea if you drink. So first, we'll talk about the definition of anatomy and physiology. Since this is an anatomy and physiology course, we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about the divisions or branches of anatomy and physiology. Then we'll talk about the organization of the human body. How the human body is structured from its smallest to the largest level. Okay? So we'll talk about that, different levels of organization of the body. Then we'll talk about different systems in your body. You all know cardiovascular system. Have you heard that? Respiratory system, urinary system, right? Nervous system. So there are 11 systems in the human body. Okay. So today, the entire ANP 1 and 2 actually is the study of those 11 systems. Okay. So in today's lecture, I'll just name those 11 systems and we'll give you few important functions of those systems. Okay. Then gradually we'll go over those each system in detail. So how many systems? 11. Very good. Then we'll talk about survival need and necessary life functions. First, what is anatomy? Anatomy is the science that deals with the structure of the body. So anatomy is the study of the structure. Study of what? Structure. Let me give you an example. If I show you a heart, the heart is a cone-shaped structure. Cone-shaped structure, right? So if I show you a heart and ask you, tell me the structure of the heart, okay? First thing you will see the shape. Make sense? That's a part of the structure, right? Shape. Then you'll see the size, right? The size of human heart is like the size of your fist. Okay? So that is another thing. Inside the heart, how many chambers we have? 4. Okay? 4 chambers. So that is also structure, right? Heart has how many chambers? 4. Wall of the heart, how thick or thin, right? That is also structure. So you see all these things belong to anatomy. Shape, size, right? Structure, thickness of the wall, right? So all those belong to what? Anatomy. Belong to the structure. So that study is the anatomy. Physiology is the study of the functions. Okay? Now, if I ask you, what is the function of the heart? Pumping the blood. Make sense? In one sentence, right? Pumping the blood. So, if I talk about the function, that is physiology. Make sense? If I ask you, how many times your heart beats in 1 minute? 70 to 80, right? That's the heart rate we take, pulse, right? So that is also function, right? Heart beats 70 or 80 times, 70 to 80 times, right? Heart pumps the blood. All those belong to structure or functions? Functions, right? If I ask you the thickness of the wall, that belongs to what? Structure or function? Structure. Did you get the difference? So pumping the blood, beating, 70 or 80 times, right? These belong to the functions. Is it clear? So functions belong to physiology and structures belong to what? Anatomy. Is it clear? Okay. Now, what kind of functions? Normal functions, not abnormal. There is another division of medical science that is called pathology. Pathology is abnormal functions, not normal. So you know the difference between physiology and pathology. One is normal function, another is abnormal function. Now, your heart beats 70 to 80 times, right? In 1 minute. If you record someone's pulse or heart rate, it is 75. Is that normal or abnormal? Normal, because 70 to 80, right? Now, if you, in resting condition, the person is in relaxed, resting, sitting condition, if you take the heart rate and if it is 200, abnormal. Make sense? So, clinical condition or abnormal condition, that is pathology. That is pathology. Make sense? So, the size of your heart is like the size of the fist, right? Now, if someone's heart is this big, that's a sign of heart failure, right? So, we will not consider that as normal, right? So, that is pathology. Now, we divide the anatomy into two divisions. First, anatomy has two branches. How many branches? Two. One is called macroscopic anatomy and another is called microscopic anatomy. Macro means large, big, and micro means what?
Small.
Very small, micro. Okay? So macroscopic anatomy is the study of large structures that you can see with your eyes. Okay? Is it clear? Big things you can see with your eyes. Like heart. If I show you what is this? This is a heart. Okay? By looking shape, size, you don't need microscope. Do you need? No. You can just see the shape, size, right? And other features and tell that this is a heart. So that is macroscopic. Is it clear? Now if I tell you to see the heart tissue under the microscope and see the cells or muscle fibers, you need what? Microscope, right? So that is microscopic anatomy. Is it clear? So study of the tiny structures, small structures with the help of the microscope, right? That is microscopic anatomy. And microscopic anatomy is divided into two: cytology. Cyto means cell, so study of the cell, and histology. Histo means what? Tissue. So to study the cell, you need microscope. To study the tissue, you need microscope. Okay? We see the tissue under the microscope. So cytology and histology. Those are two divisions of microscopic anatomy. Now macroscopic, let's go back to this one, is divided into a number of branches. Surface anatomy, regional anatomy, system anatomy. There is another branch that is called developmental anatomy. So those are important branches of macroscopic anatomy, which is also called gross anatomy. Okay? Macroscopic or gross anatomy has important divisions or branches. Yes?
Developmental is one of the branches of microscopic.
Macroscopic, yes. So, surface anatomy, regional, system, developmental. Those are important divisions. Now, let me quickly give you an example of each. Surface anatomy. What is surface anatomy? It is very important. You know, we know that your heart is located in right side or left side, mostly left side, right? Of the chest or thorax. Okay? And we also know that the heart is located between this guy. We also know that heart is located between second and fifth intercostal spaces in the left side, right? Intercostal means in between the ribs. Intercostal, okay? So this is first intercostal space, okay, here. This is second, I can feel by touching. Okay, so this is second. And third, fourth, fifth. So from outside, you can locate, right? This is second, this is third, fourth, fifth. So cardiac surgeons, before they do the surgery, they will do that, okay? They will put mark on the body surface. Make sense? This is second and this is fifth. So your heart is located here. So that is surface anatomy, okay? Very helpful for the surgeons. On the skull, you have many sutures. You see the lines, joints, sutures, and the neurosurgeons, they use these sutures as landmarks, okay? And they know that from this suture, if they go 5 millimeter anterior front, okay? And from this one goes like 10 millimeter medially, and then they go inside, they will hit which part of the brain, which structure of the brain. Make sense? So they use those landmarks. Okay? So that is surface anatomy. Is it clear? You have some important landmarks, the outside of the body. Those help you to locate the structures. Okay. Regional anatomy. You know, if any anatomist decide that I will only study head and neck part of the body, I don't care other parts of the body, okay? That is called head and neck anatomy. Make sense? If any anatomist decides, I'll only study the structures of this part of the body, this region of the body. That is called regional anatomy. So as you go upper level, you'll see the books, like head and neck anatomy. There is a book, big book, okay? Or abdominal anatomy. Make sense? So that is regional. System. How many systems we have? 11. So if any anatomist decides that I will only study cardiovascular system, make sense? Or only I will study the respiratory system. So that is system anatomy. Make sense? So we have 11 systems. Developmental. After fertilization, embryo is formed, right? Embryo is the first stage of life, right? Then embryo becomes what? Fetus in the mother's uterus, right? Then fetus comes out and becomes infant, right? And infant becomes childhood, go through childhood, right? And then becomes adult. So you see the growth of the body goes through a number of stages. Is it clear? So those anatomists study like different changes of the structures at different stages of life. Make sense? How the heart is being formed, right? How the liver is being formed, how the brain is being formed. So that is developmental anatomy. Is it clear? Okay. So those are few important divisions or branches of anatomy. How we divide or classify anatomy. Anatomy and physiology are inseparable. Very important sentence. Why? Because the structures of your body are designed to perform specific functions. I'm repeating again. Structure of your body is designed to perform specific what? Functions. You all know joints are designed to do what? Movement, right? If no joint, no movement. Make sense? We move the body parts at the joints. So the structure is the joint. The structure of joint is to perform the function, movement, right? So you see, anatomy is for the physiology. There is some. Your heart has been designed to do what? Pump, I mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the structure, which is anatomy of the heart, is designed to perform the physiology, the function, pumping of blood. Make sense? So all your body structures are to perform functions. Now, different levels of organization. Smallest is the chemical, which includes atoms and molecules. Then, one step higher or larger is the cellular. Cellular level includes cells and organelles. Inside the cells, you have mitochondria, right? Nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, those are the organelles. Next higher is the tissue. Many similar cells group together to form a tissue. Then, if you go one step higher, that is the organ. Two or more different tissues together form an organ. Your heart is an organ. So this is the heart, okay? Now, if you see the wall of the heart, you have the outermost layer which is connective tissue, then middle thick layer is muscle tissue, and innermost layer is epithelial tissue. So how many different tissues you see here? Connective tissue, muscle tissue, epithelial tissue. Make sense? So you see the heart, which is an organ, right, consists of different tissues, composed of different tissues. Is it clear? So two or more tissues together form an organ. Then organs join together to perform specific functions, and that is the system. So organs work together to form a system. How many systems do you have? 11. Now let me give you an example how different organs join to form a system. Cardiovascular system, right, is one of those 11 systems. How many organs you have in cardiovascular system? The main organ is what? Heart, right? Other organs are blood vessels, right? Now, what are the blood vessels? Arteries, veins, capillaries. Make sense? So those are different types of blood vessels, right? So you see, all those organs together form the cardiovascular system to perform specific functions. Cardiovascular system is to circulate the blood throughout the body, right? Not to produce urine. Which system produces urine? Urinary system, right? So you see that cardiovascular system consists of those organs, right? Heart, arteries, veins, capillaries, blood vessels, to perform particular functions, right? That is the circulation of blood. In this picture, you can see those different levels. Chemical, then cellular, then many similar cells join together to form a tissue. So you see that is a muscle cell, single cell, and here many of those cells together form the smooth muscle tissue. Then the organ, different tissues, outer connective, middle muscle, inner epithelial tissue. And then organs work together to form a system, and 11 systems join together to form the whole body, right? Which is called the organism. Organism is the whole body, okay? So that's how the human body is structure of the human body, from smallest to the largest level. In your exam, if I ask you, tell me in right order from the smallest to the largest, okay? Or from largest to the smallest, you need to know, okay? Different levels, and which one is after which one. Make sense? Okay. Now, what I will do, I will go over those 11 systems one by one. But remember, the entire anatomy and physiology is the study of those 11 systems, right? So, in today's lecture, I will just focus on a couple of things. Important organs of those 11 systems, okay? And a couple of important functions. Is it clear? Okay. So first, integumentary system. It covers the whole body. Main organ of this system is the skin, and other structures are hair, nails, and glands of the skin. Not all the glands of the body. Glands of what? The skin. Skin has some glands, sweat glands, sebaceous glands, right? So those are the organs or parts of this system. Can you name those? Main organ is what? Skin. And other structures?
Hair, nails,
And glands of the skin, like sweat glands, sebaceous glands, right? So those are the glands of the skin. Now, I mentioned that integumentary system does what? Covers the body, whole body, right? So the main function is what? Protection. Make sense? Main function, not main organ. Main function is what? Protection. By covering the whole body, your integumentary system protects your body, internal structures of the body, right? From outside harms. So protection is number one. Number two, synthesis of vitamin D. How? When sunlight falls on the skin, that's why some people, lie under the sun, right? For a long time. When sunlight falls on your skin, skin produces a chemical with the help of sunlight. So this is the sun. Here this is the skin. So skin produces a chemical that is called cholecalciferol. And cholecalciferol is a precursor of vitamin D. That means it is an inactive form of vitamin D. This becomes active vitamin D. So inactive vitamin D. Okay? Then this cholecalciferol is taken to the kidneys. And inside the kidney, it will be converted to active form that is called calcitriol. Calcitriol is active or inactive? Active vitamin D. Okay. So skin produces cholecalciferol, which is an inactive form of chemical, and that is taken to where? Kidneys, right? Blood takes from the skin to the kidney, and inside the kidney it becomes calcitriol, which is what? Active vitamin D. Is it clear? So you see how your skin or integumentary system helps to produce vitamin D, synthesis of vitamin D. Is it clear? Okay. How's cutaneous receptors? Very important. Your skin has receptors. Which receptors you have in the skin? Pain receptors, touch receptors, temperature receptors. Make sense? That's why you have those sensations in the skin, because you have those receptors. Make sense? Those are important or not? Important, right? If something hot, very hot, touches your skin, and if you don't have sensation or feeling, what will happen? It will burn your body, right? But that doesn't happen because you have those sensations, right? You have touch sensation, you have temperature sensations, right? So if you think it is very hot, you will move away, right? So that is a good protection, right? Protecting your body and also sensing the environment outside of the body, right? If temperature in this room goes up, your skin has the receptors, right? So you will feel that, right? If it is too cold, right? You don't want to stay there. So understanding the change of what? Environment. Atmosphere, right? So that is very important. So you see that integumentary system is important. Regulation of body temperature. When temperature in your body goes up, like fever, what happens to the skin? Sweating, right? Or when you do exercise, right? Inside the body, temperature goes up because metabolism goes up, right? That results what? Sweating. So, to release the heat out from the body. lower the body temperature. Make sense? So you see, also integumentary system or skin regulates the body temperature. Is it clear? So the important functions, I said most important, protection, right? Number 2, synthesis of what? Vitamin D. Number 3, housing the receptors. And those receptors help you to, right, understand the change of the environment around your body or outside of the body. And the last one I said what? Regulation of body temperature, right? Through sweating. Okay, so good. Now let's go to another system. Skeletal system. This is your skeletal system. Okay? This whole thing is the skeletal system. Make sense? So if I ask you, skeletal system is formed by what? Bones, right? Joints. What do you have here in this structure? You have many bones, right? You have many joints, right? So those are the parts of the skeletal system. Function number 1 is supporting the body. This structure supports your whole body. Do you agree? Okay. So it is supporting your body, right? So support number 1. Number 2 is what? Movement at the joints, right? Locomotion or movement. Is it clear? Okay. Number 3. Inside the bone, which chemical you have? Plenty of which chemical you have inside the bone? How do you think that you take that chemical that makes the bones strong? Calcium, right? We know that. So just think that, that we know, all of we know that if we take calcium, the bones will get stronger, right? So storage of huge amount of calcium, right? And few other minerals. Calcium phosphate. Okay. Last one, blood cell formation. Inside the bone, all of you know, when you eat the chicken leg, inside the bone you have red bone marrow, right? And the blood cells are produced in the red bone marrow. Make sense? So that is another function, because red bone marrow is located inside the bones. Is it clear? So can you quickly repeat those functions? Number 1, supporting, right? The whole body. Number 2, I said what? Blood formation, blood cell formation, right? Storage of minerals. Which mineral? Phosphate, right? And another thing I didn't mention, protection. Protection. Now, you all know which structure is located here inside. The most important organ, right? The brain is being protected by what? Skull bones, right? So you see, the bones protect important organs, right? So protection is another very important function, right? Your brain is being protected by cranial bones, skull bones. Your heart is being protected by what? Ribs, right? Yes.
The formation of the blood cells, this is considered as another
Function of the skeletal system. It is not the function of the bone tissue, but it is the function of the skeletal system, because this whole thing is the skeletal system, right? So bone marrow is inside it, inside the bone, right? So that way it is another important function. So those are the important functions of the skeletal system. Locomotion is another one. Muscular system. Muscular system consists of the skeletal muscles. Those are attached to the bones. Those muscles are attached to the bones. All these muscles. Skeletal system. So now you tell me, muscle helps to move the bones at the joints. Make sense? Without muscles, can you move the bones?
No.
No, okay? So bones move at the joints, we know that, right? But with the help of the muscles.
Working together.
Yeah, they must work together, right? Without muscles, you cannot move the bones, so no locomotion. So locomotion or movement is very important function of the muscular system. Another important function is some muscles around your mouth help to move the mandible, and that movement of the mandible is important for what?
Eating.
Eating, chewing the food, right? Swallowing the food. You need these muscles around the mouth. Speaking, right? So all those functions are being given by the muscles of the face. Facial expressions. Sometimes, by looking at your face, you can say, right? Someone can tell if you are happy or angry, right? Or sad. So those tiny muscles of your face, give the facial expression. Those are the expressions, right? Sadness, happiness, right? Or anger. So those are the facial expressions. Is it clear? So another important function is regulation of body temperature. How? Production by producing heat. Your muscles produce heat. How you know? When you use more muscles, more heat is produced. When you use the muscles more heat is produced, right? So we know that muscles produce heat. In cold weather, if you don't have enough clothes, what happens? Shivering, right? To do what? To help you. It's not a problem. It is helping you, because when shivering occurs, right, your muscles move, and that produces heat to protect you, right? So you see that muscles produce heat, and that is important. Nervous system. Yes.
Are there any main organs in the muscular system, or is it just all muscles?
All muscles. Yeah. Now, that's why I said that muscular system, when we say muscular system, we consider the skeletal muscles. Those are attached to the bones, not the heart muscle or internal smooth muscle. Okay? If you think about those are forming the organs, right? Your heart muscle is forming the heart, your smooth muscle is forming all other organs, internal organs. But when you say muscular system, because those organs belong to other systems, right? Your heart belongs to cardiovascular system. Your intestine, which is a smooth muscle structure, belongs to digestive system. Make sense? So we don't include them. When we say muscular system, we consider these muscles skeletal muscles
Covering the bone.
attached to the bones. A good question. Okay, nervous system. Nervous system consists of three structures, three things. Brain, how many? How many brain? One, right? And spinal cord, right? One brain, one spinal cord, and many nerves together form the nervous system. Is it clear? Okay. Nervous system is the most powerful and important system of the body. Two systems of your body are called the control systems. Two systems are called what? Control systems. One is the nervous system, another is the endocrine system. Why these are called the control systems? Because they control the other systems of the body. They control the functions of your body. Nervous system and what? Endocrine system. Okay, these are these two, nervous system acts very quick, fast acting control system. Endocrine system is rather slower than the nervous system. So fast acting control system is which one? Nervous system. Is it clear? Why? Because if your brain sends signal to the muscles very fast, right? Quick. If something hot touches your skin, you immediately move the hand, right? So brain sends the signal to the muscles very quick, very fast, right? By electrical means, electrical signal transmission. And you all know that electrical signal is slow or fast?
Faster.
Very fast, right? Travels very fast. So that's why nervous system is fast acting control system, because the transmission is by electrical means, electrical signal transmission. Is it clear? Okay. Endocrine system is relatively slow because endocrine system works through the hormones. Through what? Hormones. So you know the gland has to produce hormones, right? Release hormone, then hormone has to go to the site of action, right? And bind with the organ and work. Is it clear? So from the gland, the hormone, first thing is what? Synthesis of hormone, right? For example, thyroid hormone should be produced, released, right? And travel to the site of action, right? Via the blood, and then act on it. But nerves takes very fast. Anyway, so those are the control systems. And endocrine system consists of a number of glands, endocrine glands. And glands produce what? Hormones. So I said that work through the hormones by producing and releasing the hormones. Important endocrine glands, just know the name of few important endocrine glands. If you start from the head part, go downwards. In the brain, you have pituitary and pineal. Both start with P. Pituitary and pineal. In the brain, right? Those two endocrine glands. Pituitary is called the master gland. Which one is called the master gland?
Pituitary.
Pituitary. That means what? It is the boss, right? The pituitary is the master or boss of the other glands. So boss do what? Controls, right? The other employee, right? Boss controls the other employee. So pituitary gland is the boss or master of the glands. Is it clear? So it controls the other glands, monitors and controls the other glands. Clear? Okay. Pineal, another gland in the brain. Pineal gland, just write down two functions of pineal gland. Number one, circadian rhythm. So pineal gland circadian rhythms. Have you heard this? Anyone? No? Yes? Well, a couple of you, few of you should hear about it. What is
No.
this?
It's sleep. When your brain goes into different parts of your sleep and deciding whether or not you need to be awake or
Sleep awakeness cycle. Sleep awakeness cycle. Right? You sleep at night and stay awake during the day, right? So that cycle is going throughout the life, right? So that is controlled by the pineal gland. Is it clear? When pineal gland is very active, you feel sleepy. Sleep. When pineal gland is quiet, you are active. Okay. So interesting, right? So it regulates the day, night, or sleep awakeness cycle. Clear? So that's the circadian rhythm. Synthesis of melatonin, a chemical, okay? That is also related to sleep. So synthesis of melatonin. Now let's go down. Are you ready to move forward? Okay. So in the lower part of the neck, here you have an important gland that is called, what do you think? Thyroid. Have you heard that? Thyroid gland? Okay. So